At 6 o'clock, Miss Morstan knocks on the door of 221B Baker Street. Her face is pale, but tries her best to stay calm. She takes a slightly yellowed note from her handbag and hands it to Holmes.
I found this note while sorting out my father's things. I don't understand what the patterns and words on it mean, but it may have something to do with my father's disappearance, so maybe you'd like to see it.
Holmes takes the note, immediately takes out his magnifying glass, and looks at it carefully. You lean closer and see strange patterns drawn on the paper, with 4 names scrawled on it. Mohamed Singh, Jonathan Small, Dost Akbar, Abdullah Khan.
Watson, come and have a look. Tell me what you have found.
You take the magnifying glass and lean closer to the yellowed note. Under the light, the paper's texture and details become clear. You gently hold a corner of the paper to feel its texture.
This paper is special, rough to the touch, yet strong, not like ordinary writing paper.
You hold the note up to the light. You notice a row of almost invisible, evenly spaced tiny dents along the edge of the paper.
The edge has neat, even marks, as if it was once pinned down.
It seems it was pinned to a board, perhaps for display. It was removed carefully. No tears or damage remain. This shows it was very important to Captain Morstan. This is more than just a note.
You hand the magnifying glass back to Holmes and gather your thoughts.
Preserve it carefully, Miss Morstan. The more clues we find, the more complex the case appears. This paper, and these 4 names, may hold the key to everything.
A thick fog wraps around London like a heavy shroud. The 3 of you get into the cab and soon reach your meeting point. The 3rd pillar outside the Lyceum Theatre. A plain-looking man dressed as a coachman walks over.
Excuse me, which of you is Miss Morstan?
I am Miss Morstan, and these 2 gentlemen are my friends.
Please excuse me, Miss Morstan, but I must make sure. Neither of your companions is a police officer?
I give you my word on that.
The coachman immediately whistles and calls over a 4-wheeler. You had hardly done so before the driver whips up his horse, and you plunge away at a furious pace through the foggy streets. No one speaks inside the cab. You can only hear the wheels on the road and the beating of your own heart. Miss Morstan glances at you occasionally, her eyes full of trust. This makes you straighten your back unconsciously. Holmes remains almost unaffected, still jotting in his notebook. Occasionally, he looks up at the window, as if memorizing the route. You remain silent and examine the inside of the cab. You notice the cab looks plain, but the inside is made with fine materials. The seats are covered in thick velvet. The window frames are made of smooth, polished mahogany. A soft Persian carpet covers the floor. The coachman is well built and drives skillfully, not like an ordinary coachman. After some time, the cab stops before a dark, run-down row of houses in a poor neighbourhood. The buildings are crooked and crowded, with peeling paint on the walls. The air smells of mould and cheap tobacco. An Indian servant in a yellow turban and white robes steps out from one of the doors. His eyes are deep set and his face is expressionless, like a moving statue.
The master awaits you. Please follow me.
The servant leads you down a dimly lit passage. At the end stands a small, bald, red-haired man with an ugly face, smiling. You stare at an exquisite oriental vase and whisper to Holmes.
These items are not something an ordinary merchant could easily get. Even more strange was the choice of location. A house like this hidden in a slum is like a bright pearl set in a brass mount.
You're right, Watson. The owner's overly cautious mind seems to be deliberately hiding something.
His smile was too stiff, his lips were tight, and fear flickered in his eyes.
Holmes gives you an approving look.
Very sharp, Watson. There are tiny scratches at the edge of his hairline. This means he has often scratched his scalp out of anxiety and tension lately.
Welcome, Miss Morstan. My name is Thaddeus Sholto. I am the younger son of Major John Sholto. Oh, and you two gentlemen, thank you for coming with her. Please, have a seat. Would you like some Persian dates or a glass of champagne?
He speaks quickly, twists his fingers, and seems very nervous.
Mr. Sholto, in your letter, you said you have news of my father. Please speak plainly. I am prepared for whatever you may tell me.
The smile on Thaddeus's face stiffens.
Yes, miss. But I regret to bring you sad news. Your father, Captain Morstan, he is no longer with us.
Mary's already pale face turns even whiter. Yet she keeps tight control over her feelings.
I knew in my heart that he was dead. Please, tell me the truth about what happened to my father.
This matter is closely connected with my father, Major John Sholto. They met while stationed together on the Andaman Islands and became very close friends. Even, they shared a chest of treasure. After retiring, my father returned to England with the treasure chest and bought a house in Upper Norwood. 10 years ago, Captain Morstan returned to London to ask my father for his half of the treasure. That night, he entered my father's room and never came out again.
Do you mean your father?
No, it was not murder. Please let me finish. That night, Captain Morstan and my father argued about how to divide the treasure. Your father had a weak heart. In his anger, he had a heart attack. As he fell, he hit his head on the treasure chest and died at once. My father was terrified, afraid of being charged with murder and afraid of revealing the treasure's secret. So, on the advice of his Indian servant, Lal Chowdar, he disposed of Captain Morstan's body. He hid all traces and also kept the treasure that should have belonged to your father.
So my father just vanished, without a sound.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Sholto, you describe every detail as if you saw it happen. But you were still a child back then. How do you know all this?
I'm not lying. Everything I've said is true.
Don't get excited, Mr. Sholto. Dr. Watson is only asking fair questions. After all, this matters Captain Morstan's life. You said your father hid the body. Where is it now? And where is the treasure?
Thaddeus Sholto's breathing steadies, and he sits down.
After my father died, Captain Morstan's body was reburied in the Upper Norwood Cemetery by my brother and me. As for the treasure, actually, I invite Miss Morstan here today to discuss the treasure.